So I was trying to hold these off, but it looks like they posted another one. So I mean, I'll like react to the other two or the other more if there is more. But we have two Elden Ring hands-on impressions. The Raider, which I think is the tank, and then the I don't know. I think these actually are both tanks. No. One's the archer, one's a tank. I forget which one is it though. Let's see if IGN actually understands.
One of the great things about Elden Ring has always been the diversity of playstyles that it enables. And one of my favorite playstyles is loading up on strength, grabbing the largest weapon I can find, and crushing foes with posture-breaking jumping attacks and charged-up heavy strikes. If that's you too, then allow me to introduce you to the Raider in Nightreign.
The Raider.
While the Guardian, the other big burly class with lots of health and affinity for big weapons, is more focused on defense with a shield as a starter weapon and an ultimate ability that can mitigate damage for the entire party for an extended period of time.
Yeah, that one. Do we have numbers, like percentage numbers?
The Raider is designed as an absolute offensive powerhouse. The most important ability of the Raider is Retaliate, which initially might not seem like a very strong skill on its own. After all, it's just 2 stomps that deal a bit of physical and poise damage. But the real magic is that thanks to the Raider's passive, he cannot be knocked down while doing Retaliate. This means that the Raider basically has a free damage soaking technique that will let you totally armor through pretty much any enemy or boss attack, with the added bonus of that weak second stomp getting replaced by an extremely powerful punch that will stagger even the largest enemies, if you manage to absorb an attack that would have done a substantial amount of damage.
So if you don't die, you get to
then there's the Raider's ultimate, Totem Stella, which has him slamming the ground and causing a large totem to erupt, dealing big damage to anything around
you just hit him in a Coca-Tesla
in Nightreign, this is an incredibly powerful technique that can alter the tide of the fight. Not only does it deal big damage, but the totem is climbable, giving both you and your teammates either a safe place to lay low or a vantage point to attack
So you can either capture the boss
or... It
or...
also gives everyone a damage buff as well, meaning it's one of the first ults you'll want to coordinate using so that the rest of the team can benefit from it.
That's actually
The Raider starts with the Raider's Great Axe, which is a pretty solid starting weapon that deals some fire damage and has the Endure skill affixed to it, which basically gives you another way to absorb and power through enemy attacks in case Retaliate is on cooldown. Still, you'll definitely want to find a better weapon as the nights get closer, and large strength scaling weapons are definitely the Raider's go-to style of weapon. Of all the classes I played in Nightreign, the Raider is definitely the one that I had the most fun with. It's the one that is most well suited for one-on-one battles, which is appropriate because its remembrances, we'll talk about those later on in the month, have you fighting in one-on-one boss fights in a sort of gladiatorial arena, which is a nice change of pace. For more hands-on impressions of the most recently revealed classes in Nightreign, make sure to check out our video covering the Ironeye class.
The Ironeye is a... Okay, so... Raider seems decent. What is the Ironeye? It's the one that was today, almost 2 days old.
While the bow has always been a powerful weapon in Elden Ring, generally
just started capping.
Something you use to pull aggro or to weaken an enemy from afar before switching to your main weapon.
Let's stop the cap here.
Range, or to cause that one bird to fall to its
my
death
AirPods fell in my
and farm its
pocket.
runes over and over and over again.
I was like, how did that just happen? I understand it now.
But when you're playing as the
Wait,
fall to
say
its
that
death
again.
and farm its runes once they get into range, or to cause that one bird to fall to its
Yes,
death
that
and
was the
farm
only
its
reason I
runes
used a
over and
bird.
over and over
Exactly. Yes, indeed. This is how we know how bows exist in Elden Ring.
But when you're playing as the Ironeye in Nightreign, the bow is the heart and soul of the class.
I could be a Hawkeye for real.
Playstyle that's very much unlike any of the other 8 Nightfarers in Nightreign.
You have to have like poise break or
to a support class that Nightreign offers.
You think so? It's not the actual like the mage. Wait, you can raw run? I mean, I think everybody can.
Is that they are a very squishy class. They can, of course, use any weapon they pick up.
My goodness.
But the main reason why you'll want to always have a bow hit.
There's a word when you like run above stuff. I don't. Vault. There you go. Fort down. I'm like, bro, there's a word for this vault. Anyone can vault, but he might be specifically able to wall jump. But I don't know. I think everybody can.
Fortunately, your starting bow is pretty solid. It does decent damage and has Mighty Shot as its skill, which lets you attack from super far away, deal extra damage, and also deal some extra poise damage as well. It's also worth mentioning that the way bows work has largely
Oh.
been reworked in Nightreign. For one, they fire much faster, and you're able to move much quicker while shooting at a
Fire
locked-on
faster and you can
enemy,
move
who
quicker.
also
Yeah, they
thankfully
had to
don't
rework
waste
them,
a
or
lot
they,
of arrows
or
anymore.
you wouldn't be able to
This
use them.
does
Infinite
mean you're
arrows,
stuck with
exactly.
whatever
Yeah.
arrow type your weapon comes with, but it's
Oh.
definitely nice to
You
not
can't
have to
change
worry
them?
about
You
how
can't
many
buy them?
arrows you have left, or potentially running out of arrows in a boss fight.
Oh, they got
As
the
for
arcane.
other
Yeah, I
nifty
need that.
touches, there's a new animation for when you shoot an arrow out of a roll. You're able to do cool acrobatic stuff like run up walls, leap
Run up
off,
walls,
and
leap
loosen arrow
and
for style
jump. Bro,
points.
that's so
You
fire.
don't have
That's
to go into
aura.
first-person mode when manually aiming, and you move much faster while doing so. The strong attack can fire a spread of 3 arrows that can hit multiple
Oh,
enemies at
we
once.
need that.
And yes, you can now backstab or use the visceral attack on a downed enemy.
So is
with
bows
arrows.
meta in Nightreign? Or usable? Not meta, at least usable. This is what it's
Basically,
looking
everything
like.
that was missing from the bow in order to make it a viable primary weapon in base Elden Ring feels like.
Now, hear us out, because if this is how they're moving for Nightreign, the next FirmSoft game might just work like this, like full.
Accounted for here in Nightreign.
Not necessarily Elden Ring 2, but whatever next project, AAA project they make. $80 game. Bows might be usable.
It's got a very short cooldown, which means that you can basically always have it up on a boss as long as you're being attentive to when the debuff is active. It's also a great mobility tool as it lets you pass right through enemies to get out of the bad
Oh.
spot. Ironeye's ultimate is
Like a
single shot.
dodge and
As the
shoot?
name
That is
implies,
fire.
is a single powerful shot.
Oh, that's good. Oh, but it
This is basically
wait,
Mighty Shot on steroids.
it is.
Charge up, but you're fully invulnerable during
Wait.
the animation, and once it's fired, the shot deals big damage and goes through virtually everything
I'm not
in your
gonna-
head, making it great at
I'm not gonna lie. That's enough to make me low key want to use it. Like that's
taking out
aura,
groups of enemies all at once.
and it's strong.
What really makes the Ironeye shine on a squad, though, is how good they are at reviving allies from a safe distance. You see, the way ally revival works in Nightreign is that when someone goes down, there's a little partitioned circle that fills up above their character. By attacking your downed ally, you're able to empty that circle little by little, and when it's all emptied, they will return to life. Most classes need to get up close and put themselves at significant risk to try and revive an ally. Or they must expend mana to cast a ranged spell, or maybe even use their ultimate skill. But the Ironeye can do it safely, from a distance, and without using any resources. That's an extremely valuable thing to have, and it can be the difference maker between a successful and a failed run. The downside is that every time an ally faints, another partition is added to the circle. And while the Ironeye is great at rezzing allies that have only gone down once or twice, they will struggle to revive an ally that requires all 3 parts of the circle to be cleared, since they just don't have that kind of damage output from far away, unless they use their ultimate just for revival.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So they'll be bad in
While they may
group
not be able
or
to dish out
late
the same kind of
reses
damage as
because
some of the other
you
classes,
just die.
the Iron
Like
Knight's
you'll bleed
presence
out
is
essentially.
always felt on the squad. Between their marking ability that makes everyone hit just a little bit harder, to their passive that increases the amount of items that everyone finds, to their
Wait, there's a passive to increase. So you need one on it. Oh my goodness. That's fire. Somebody can play this. I don't know who, but this is usable. It sounds like all like classes are actually fun and usable. Just like some Risk of Rain.
nearly unmatched among the rest of the Nightfarers. For more of our exclusive IGN first coverage on
No, wait, hold up.
Nightreign, don't miss.
So which one are we looking at the comments? Are you actually not stuck? You are actually not stuck with a single type of arrow since you can apply grease to your bow, so any arrow can be infused with any grease. That's actually why if it works like that. That's how it was in network test. Bow changes were one of the first things I noticed. These comments usually help Nightreign characters. We're not trying to get enough. The bows always been powerful. Let me stop right there. Exactly. You forgot to mention that both normal and somber bows are buffable with greases and spells. The fact that this man isn't jumping back all the time and shoot tells me he's never tried to use a bow as a main weapon in Elden Ring. They're actually pretty dang good. We get an enemy from far, shoots fire, not with fire arrows. Edgy moment. I hear him from the bow. Finally plays like Sammy and Bowblade. So they actually got bows right at over a decade. Exactly. I learned basically nothing from the other classes, but I already know this was my man. I always found it more personally rewarding to WoW teammates with high level support instead of playing DPS. I'm playing with Archer. Can't wait to see how we break the game with Greases. Yes, bro. It comes out the 30th. So yeah, bro. It's about 3 more weeks, bro. About 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks, guys. Are y'all ready? What are people saying about the Raider? Like, this probably has way more views. It's older and it's not too much. On like 20k. I like how the player uses the totem way too close to the ball so they get stuck inside and are forced out instead of trying to get in. I don't know. That might actually be good because like imagine you need to like res or like you need to heal, so you like stop. You literally like essentially stun the boss so you could just like get your resituate yourself. So that's actually fire. Typing boss and huge block of stone. Members mechanic and she's elaborate. It's probably tied to individual character storylines, but still, exactly like what? Exactly like should I even have said that? Yeah, immovable object means unstoppable force. Can't wait for this game. Took that entire day off to dedicate to playing it. Hold up, what is this? Gladiator Arena? Okay, all we need to know is that the Archer Saber. All we need now is Archer and Saber. Yeah. All I need now is exactly to see how like the katana player works. Cause I love katana, so but I like all the things in Elden Ring. My only issue with Elden Ring is like it took like 10 to 20 hours setup to even get to like all the other classes. But like it's like a really you need to know where everything is and you have to like be like really particulate about it. So that was my only issue. Like I wanted to do stuff and I was like, as a content creator, what you either lean all the way in and you put like a day or two to just get that build, or you just watch somebody else. So it's executor. The wall is back. Alright. The Bronco clock. Yeah, but y'all let me know if y'all want me to see more. If there is more, then I'll probably be reacting to them. We're ready for it, bro. About 3 more weeks. Y'all let me know who y'all main in.